Start videoing and having a look at this. The table shows the percentages of votes each party obtains in an election. So it's not the number of votes, it's the percentages. Conservative 25, Green 35, Labour's a blank, Liberal Democrats 11%. Work out. So we're going to have to do something, and it says a percentage voted for Labour. So we have to do some working out to find a percentage. 25% voted for Conservative. 35 for Green. 11 for Liberal Democrats. I didn't say at the start, these are all non-calculator. So 5 plus 5 plus 1 is 11. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So we've used up 71% of the vote. Obviously, you start with 100%. If you take away 71%, you are left with 29%. It asks for the answer as a percentage, so we will write the answer with units as a percentage. When the teacher tells you to go back and check an answer, if you had time to check this, the real easy idiot check would be to just add 29 to those three, check it added to 100. This whole page is part of the same question. So, write 35% as a fraction. So the start off is, we want our answer as a fraction, and the second part is, it wants to be in its simplest form. There'll be 1 mark for each. Easiest way to write any fraction from a percentage is out of 100. So 35% is 35 out of 100. That will get you 1 mark, but it's not in its simplest form. And to look for simplest form, you're looking for a number that goes into the numerator and the denominator. There's not always one right way to do it. The number that's jumping out to me is the 5 times table there. So 5 goes into 35 7 times. 5 goes into 100 20 times. I'm looking if I can simplify that anymore, but I remember that 7 is a prime number, so that won't simplify. So I'll write it over here in the answer box because I want to make life as easy for the examiner to give me full marks as possible. 1 mark for that fraction, 1 mark for the simplified one. Okay, now we're writing 11%, and this time it wants us as a decimal. 11% is 11 out of 100. If you divide by 100, you move everything 2 columns to the right. 11 hundredths, we couldn't write them both in the same column, so we'd have to move 1 across. Whichever way you do it, 0.11. So whether you find it easier to go to a fraction first or straight to a decimal, 11%, 0.11. Key thing to remember there is, in decimals, 0 equals 0%, 1 equals 100%. And then finally, fraction or percentage of an amount. It says that 8,000 people voted in this election, and we want to work out 25% of 8,000. There's a variety of different ways to do it, so it's trying to be as efficient as possible. I know some people that will try and work out 1%. That would be an inefficient method. Same with 10%. For this one, I would go straight to 50% is half, so it's 4,000. 25% is half of that, so it's 2,000. Those would be my 2 steps. You can do it by finding 10%, you can do it by finding 1% and building up from those building blocks, but that would be your most efficient method for this question.